You're listening to the Gameday Tarps podcast with your hosts, Ryley, Dakota, Dallas, Daeden, Colton, and Wilbs.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 53 of the Gameday Tarps podcast. We got Daeden, Colton, and Wilbs here today. We're going to talk everything CHL playoffs, QMJHL, OHL, WHL, break it all down, give some predictions. If you like this video, please leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate that. Listen to us on Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts, and follow us all on social medias at Gameday Tarps. Daeden is at Blue Nose Hockey and Wilbs at Wilbs Puck, with Colton at Daily Faceoff and Colton R. Davies on X. So without further ado, gentlemen, let's get into this. Talk some CHL hockey. It's getting exciting this time of year.
The playoffs are just around the corner, obviously. I mean, the WHL's all set for the most part, it seems. Good luck to everybody. I mean, Everett's probably going to dominate. Spokane's going to do good. But I mean, like it's a lot like the NHL, where like the Eastern Conference is like a gauntlet, right? And so you got teams like Medicine Hat, Saskatoon, Calgary, and Lethbridge that all have to kind of fight each other in order to get to that next round. So I don't know. It's gonna be exciting though. There's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players right now that are just lighting it up in the league.
Yeah, I'm definitely upset Dallas isn't here for this one. He couldn't be with us tonight, but he would definitely love to talk some WHL playoffs. And I know that I'm not too into the WHL as much as you guys are, but I know that Landon DuPont and the Everett Silvertips are going to make a run for it, and I'm all in on Landon DuPont. This kid's crazy. 16, was he 16 now?
Yeah, he just turned. Yeah,
coming off a 62-point season last year. He was unreal as a defenseman. I'm all in for Everett.
I think for the Silvertips, it's going to be a little bit tough with Carter Bear out with injury. I don't know if he's going to return to playoffs or not. I guess we really don't know, but I feel like that's going to sting them a lot. And again, this is going to help for the experience for Everett because they were absolutely dominant all year. And WHL is not my league that I watch the most, but I do try and follow up with the big teams in Everett, and Everett was one of those teams that are going to be very exciting along the road. I could see them having a very big contending on their name for next year for sure. Spokane has very impressed me, and that Crystal and Captain duo, man, oh man, like that'll be one of the most lethal duos in the WHL playoffs. I also really like the Hitmen as well. I think the Hitmen also are a pretty solid team as well. There's a lot of exciting teams in every junior league, and the playoffs are just around the corner. Like everyone's saying, like it's almost here, and I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited for all the outcomes and all these playoffs and players that are going to do well in these playoffs is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, I'm also excited to see Prince George go again. Love their jerseys. I'm a big fan of PG's jerseys, but Ryley Height. Oh, come on, Ryley. Come on. Ryley Height and Joshua Ravensbergen. Those guys are having unreal seasons. I think they might be able to carry PG maybe past the third round, unlike last year. So we'll see about that.
Fair enough. Colton, I want to know your perspective, working for the Blazers and kind of getting a lot of, talking with scouts and, kind of some backroom chatter that not everyone gets to hear. Okay, let's remove Everett. Let's remove Spokane. Like, do you have a dark horse to come out of the dub that you think could
I don't know. Like I would I don't know if Spokane is considered the dark horse because of what they have with Captain and Crystal, obviously. But if there was a dark horse, I think like for me it would probably be like a team like Lethbridge, maybe. Like they have Braden Yeager, they have Caden Price, they've They've got Jordan Gustafson as well, who should be returning from injury if he's not already playing. He might already be playing, but I think Lethbridge is good in that sense. With you got Gustafson, who won a WHL championship with Seattle, and he has that NHL or is that AHL experience at least. Braden Yeager is Braden Yeager. I mean, they paid a big price for him, but I don't know. I think Lethbridge would probably be my team, but maybe for the West, I'd pick Victoria just because, like, just watching them come to town the other night, watching Keaton Verhoff, like, you don't even realize that dude is 16 years old out there. Like, he's 6'4", 212 pounds. He manhandles everybody. He's all over the puck offensively. Traden Trembecki is like their 20-year-old. He's got 44 goals this season. He's like third in the WHL right now. Obviously, Kraus is doing good. You got Kamloops' own Johnny Hicks in net. He's been unreal for them. Like, there's quite a bit with Victoria. Like, Brandon Lazowski's there. Obviously, he played a big role with Saskatoon. So I think Victoria might be the team out of the West that some people should maybe look at a little bit more, just because of how kind of the chemistry is built and how the team is a little bit more mixed with older and younger talent. But my picks, I guess, in the sum of it, my picks would be Lethbridge and Victoria as your two kind of underdogs to watch out for.
Nice. Yeah, I think, like, I still look at how Saskatoon's in the lead in the East Division. I still don't know how. After trading so many guys away, they managed to hang on. Makes you wonder why. Like, yes, they got assets, but why did they trade those guys away when this could have been a year to win? Clearly, they didn't believe in this group, and this group just kind of said, like, F you to management. We're still going for it, and they've been performing. They barely are ahead of Prince Albert by 1 point. So, or nope, they're tied. Yeah, 1 point. So, Prince Albert's pretty good too. Who else? Who else we got over here?
There's a team over in Alberta. That's pretty good.
The Calgary? Is that who you're talking about? Or Med Hat? Yeah.
Yeah. This guy with Gavin McKenna, he's got 121 points on the year. He's not too bad. Colton had something to say about that guy in the chat earlier. He said he wanted to rant about McKenna. What was going on with that, Colton?
Well, I just wanted to rant about there's so much talk about him going to Michigan next year, and I just think it's like, from the conversations I've had with some people in the WHL, like, nobody seems concerned that he's going to leave. So for other people to post articles and to post tweets saying, like, oh, he's like probably going to leave and blah blah blah, it's more like it's just clickbait shit. That's all it really is. Like, he hasn't confirmed or denied whether he's going to go. The WHL put those preseason games up in Medicine Hat, right? Like, I know that they did that without speaking to him. Like, I know that that's a thing, but I don't think he's just up and leaving the WHL. He doesn't have a lot to prove here anymore, sure, but what is his development going to look like if he goes to the NCAA next year and plays against, like, men? Like, yeah, he'll dominate no matter where he goes, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, he can put up 130 points or 150 points next year, or put up Bedard like 72 goals, 70 assists type shit, and just play, a full 72. Well, he won't play 72, or there's 68 games in the WHL, but he's not going to play that because he's going to go to the World Juniors. But he can still play 50 plus games, right? And he can still get the WHL playoff experience. He can get all this experience. Medicine Hat's obviously going to be a team next year that is going to probably blow the league out of its waters. And, like, I don't know. I just think him leaving is kind of more like a bunch of, like, bullshit. Like, I just don't see it happening. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever. Like, if he goes to Michigan, then so be it. But I just don't think, it just doesn't make sense to me. And from some of the people I've talked to, doesn't really make sense to them either. Guys like, there's other guys that I think could leave, absolutely. There's names about guys in this year's draft class that I've heard that could bounce out of the WHL this year and head to the NCAA for next year, just based off of their seasons this year. And that would be a lot to do with the NHL, like, implementing that, and the NHL teams having a big say in that. But I don't know. it rubs me the wrong way when people are like putting stuff out there about McKenna when he's never said anything about leaving. He's never said anything about staying either. But it's like
Yeah.
why put the pressure on him and make him have a decision like that? I don't know. I
Exactly.
think eventually he's going to have to talk about it, and there's going to need to be some clarity spoken on it for sure. But I think it's just stupid to talk about it right now. You're talking about a 17-year-old or a 17-year-old kid, right? Like, just let it
Yeah.
be. Like,
Yeah.
and the other thing too is people think there's NIL money. There's not. There's no like Canadian players can make and Canadian athletes can make NIL money, but they can't make it in America. It's why last year when Zach Edey, one of the top basketball draft picks for Memphis, he's from Canada, from Ontario. Purdue basketball went and played games in Ontario so he could make NIL money. You think Michigan's gonna go play in fucking Toronto just so Gavin
Yeah.
McKenna can make 10 grand? It's not gonna happen.
No.
So that's my spiel.
I want
Yeah,
to know what your thoughts are on this because yes, he's crazy. Do you think he has a chance to be the second person ever to get 200 points in the WHL? Or second question, could he be the second person ever to get 100 goals in the WHL? So I just looked this up now because I want to know. So Rob Brown in 86-87, he had 76 goals, 136 assists, 212 points, also sporting 101 penalty minutes. This guy was nails, by the way. And then fourth on this list is Ray Ferraro, actually, with 108 goals, 84 assists, and 192 points. So those, Rob Brown and Ray Ferraro both have some – no one else has ever scored 100 goals. I'll put it that way. And no one else has scored 200 points, and Rob Brown got 212. Do you think if he goes crazy, barring, the World Juniors and everything, he'd have to score about 3 points a game? Do you think he could pull that off? He's at 2.12 points per game right now, around the same as Crosby and McKinnon were, and he's a year younger than both of them were when they hit those clips. It would be really hard, and it's in a day and age when scoring is not as easy as it used to be then. That was stand-up goalies and all that. But
I don't think he can I don't think he can hit 100 goals, but I do think he could hit 100 assists. Like he's already at 86 this year, something like that, right? So I think he can put up like 130, 140 assists on a season, but is his goal scoring ability that good? Like,
yeah,
he's dominated at every level.
60.
But yeah, exactly. He'd only have to score even like 60 goals at that rate. But he's at what, 32 or something, 33? It might even be higher right now. But like, I don't know.
I think
Like
37 right now.
Okay, so 37 goals right now. So 37 goals in what? He played 50 something games, like 55 games, 54 games. So
he might get 40 at most in like 1 or 2 games left.
yeah, I mean, okay. So I could, like I said, I could see like 140 assists or 130 assists and like 60 or 70 goals.
What are his assists right now?
Like 80. One sec. He's at 84 assists.
Yeah, so he could hit 130 or 140 probably.
He's probably even
that's 60 more.
That's only 60 more?
Well, I'm just saying that's like 60 more.
Yeah, it's 3 points more a game for 20 games over the season. That's all it is.
Yeah, he'll be older next year too. He'll dominate more. So
yeah,
like if for anyone else, right? Like if you're not Crosby, McKinnon, Bedard, McKenna, we're not talking about this for the average Joe. Like this is some easy thing, but for him, the way he put up points as a 15-year-old, the way he's put up points as a 16-year-old, there's no believing that, or no reason to not believe that he will not add another 20 to 40 points to his total next year if he stays. And if that's the minimum, if he goes crazy, right? If Medicine Hat just builds around him, gives everything up for him, and he has a super team around him, you never know if they're winning games like what Spokane has done. How many points did those guys? They had didn't they have 70 points in like 5 games? Those 3 guys.
No, it was like less. It was like 3 point, or it was 3 games or something, because it was over a weekend. I think it was the weekend right after they got Cristal, and they just went off. It wasn't like 70 points, but it was over 3 games, and it was a massive amount of points.
Yeah. And so you could do that with McKenna for sure, and just build it around him, right? Like Bedard put up 70 goals on a fucking
with no one.
Yeah, with
and that's how good he was. Like I still say Bedard was the better WHL player than McKenna, and he probably will be. But McKenna has this opportunity with a team around him. You know, Caden Lindstrom, depending on his situation, if Caden Lindstrom comes back as a 20-year-old, like what will that do if Columbus, right? Like,
but they might lose Lindstrom. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, if they trade him for assets, even that's fine too.
You wouldn't get assets out of him if he's going to the NCAA.
Oh, you think you might go? Fair enough.
The Athletic, I don't know. It's not me. It's the Athletic put out a report like a few weeks ago saying that he's going to go to the NCAA and play for OSU next year.
Huh. Well, fair enough. I mean, he hasn't played this whole year anyway, so it's not like he really
go play for OSU.
LSU.
OSU, Ohio State University.
Ohio State. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because it's in Columbus's backyard. He's been at OSU like medical center training there type thing.
Fair enough. Yeah, so they're like, why don't you just come play here?
But there's another guy that's you took him 4th overall. And you're gonna go send them to the NCAA after not playing for us? Like I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't make it's not a terrible move. Would you rather him go to the Would you rather him go to the AHL as a 20-year-old, or go to the NCAA as a 20-year-old, where he can kind of develop and get confidence? Whereas the AHL, he might get bodied.
He's not 20.
Well, he's going to be 20 next year, though.
Exactly. So he would be eligible for either.
Is that factual?
Yeah, because this was his 18 turning 19 season. Next year, his 19 turning 20 season. So
I mean, okay. So yeah, I mean, whatever. So then Montreal, Jesus Christ, Medicine Hat. They've got and then you think about who they've got as well. They got the Ruck twins. Those kids are fucking dominant, and they're playing on the 3rd line right now and putting up like a point per game. So have fun next year when they're playing 2nd line and 1st line together.
Yeah.
So you put the Ruck twins even with McKenna, and that's a good luck playing against that.
Could be something, yeah.
That would be deadly.
Basha will return. Wait, maybe not. Basha might be 20.
I think Basha
he could return though. They got Harrison Menegan, so he comes back. Like, yeah, Medicine Hat's going to be good next year. But, like, the thing is, too, like, somebody presented me with this. If he wins the WHL this year, if Medicine Hat goes and just does it all, and they win the WHL and they win the Memorial Cup, why wouldn't McKenna just walk away and go play for Michigan, right?
What else is there now? Really, what else is there left to do?
Yeah.
Because I'd still think...
I get what you're saying. Because, like, even... So they don't win this year, right? Let's say... Then he's friends with these guys, and they probably will have like let's run it back mentality.
Yeah.
Right. Like, come on, we know we can get there. Right. The way that the league stacked up with Everett and Spokane this year, they went crazy hard in building their teams up. But next year it's Medicine Hat's year. So if they don't win, I can see his buddies being like, hey, let's do this, and he sticks with his buddies. But if they win, he'll probably be like, okay, I'm so glad we won. I'm going for what's best for my career.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, Riley, because I think even if they don't win, I think the thing about his game is that, like you said, where Bedard will always be the better WHL player. I think the thing about Bedard is his ability, even where he wasn't a big guy, is his ability to slow the game down in those small spaces and really take control. McKenna doesn't have the same, like, he's a very highly skilled player. But he's more offensively talented and like fast paced, where Bedard could just slow things down, and his size wasn't that much of an issue. I think McKenna would really like struggle like advancing his game in the NCAA rather than the WHL, where he could kind of get another year to grow because he's only 17.
Yeah. Well, and he'd be young. Like,
Yeah,
he'd
exactly.
be playing against a lot of the nights, the best
23,
defensive players
24.
on each team. Yeah, and they're 23, 24,
but-
like 7-year age gaps rather than 3.
Yeah, but Celebrini did it, and he dominated. Right?
Yeah.
And Celebrini's not much bigger, height wise or body weight wise than
Oh,
McKenna.
he's smaller because McKenna's
Yeah.
like 6'3", isn't he? Or is he 6'1"?
I think
He's
6'1".
tall. He's tall and lanky.
But he's just lanky.
Yeah.
I
He's
also think
6 feet,
Celebrini's better.
165.
Oh, 6 feet.
So-
Okay. He looks taller than that when you see him, but I guess that's just his.
Yeah, but
length.
if Celebrini went to the WHL like he could have and played for Seattle like he should have, what would he have done, right?
Yeah, he would have been crazy too. Yeah, now knowing the whole recruitment ways, like they probably watched Celebrini walk away to CHL and they were like, we got to get this done. Like, we got to get these kids in the WHL at least for a couple of years, or the OHL or the QMJHL.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, I don't know. So, anyways, my two teams from the WHL, even though I said like dark horse teams, I still think Spokane's probably going to go and win it all this year. So, I'm going to pick Spokane to win the WHL. Ryley, who do you have?
Kamloops Blazers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Just got eliminated last night, the dummies. No, I don't know if I want to bet on them, but I am gonna pick Calgary to go crazy and just lock it down and be a complete team and give it a shot. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Day.
Like I said at the beginning, give me the Everett Silvertips and the young stud Landon DuPont.
Okay, Wilbs.
I'm going to agree with you, Colton. I'm going to go with Spokane. I think Spokane's going to get it done. I think that first line is just going to be lethal all playoffs long.
I think so too. That's fellow Kamloops Blazer, former Kamloops Blazer, Shea Van Olm with 48 goals, leading the WHL. By the way,
Oh my goodness!
Shout out him.
The guy who
moving
did
on
that
to
more than 2 goals in a season before this. I know he did, but like theoretically, he was on the 4th line when we were in the Mem Cup. Like,
there was a lot of questionable things about the Memorial Cup. Okay, let's not go there.
Sorry,
it could be a whole episode.
We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
Let's move on to Ontario, where Michael Misa is a fucking menace, and apparently so is Ilya Protas. So, and then obviously
hold up. Let's just secretly talk about
because Alexi is there, so they just went, hey, he went, yo, Chris Patrick, draft my brother. Trust me.
But they have the best prospect pool in the NHL.
Because Brian
not having a top pick. Yeah, they have Ryan Leonard. They have Cole Hudson. They have both Protest brothers. Like,
well, Alexi's not a prospect anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
you forgot Andrew Cristall.
And Cristall, sorry. Like, look at you can name, and there's other guys you can name too. They have some Russian kid that they keep talking about that's over in the
KHL. Oh, never mind. Different one.
I don't know. He's over there.
Here.
But
okay, back to the OHL.
Yeah, no, back to that's just crazy. Go Washington.
Nick Lardis had 71 goals, which was insane. Also, I was telling Wilbs this earlier and Dave that I just learned that Austin Elliott is Brian Elliott's nephew. So that's kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I found it pretty cool. And Elliott's had a phenomenal season with London. I'm happy we got him. He went like his record right now is 32, I think, and 1. He's only lost 1 game out of all the games he's played. Like that's incredible. I think he's my goalie of the year. I don't know. I'm not. This is definitely not a biased take from me. I think Austin Elliott has a really good. It's either him or Parsons. I don't think you can come between those two. I mean, Carter George also has been phenomenal all year on a rebuilding Owen Sound team. So, but
your backup goalie sucks. Wow, you guys lost. Now, come on, for that team, the backup goalie lost what? 11 games, 9 regulation and 2 overtime.
Okay,
what backup?
Oh,
hey,
what backup?
Who is the backup?
What? You were the one who brought backup up.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Who's your backup goalie?
No, I was saying that for the goalie of the year, I was saying Elliott, Parsons, and Carter George.
No, I know. I agree with that. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, London's backup goalie sucks for how good their starter did. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
I was just looking at your
I didn't
record
hear
of
that.
54, 10, and 2, and if your one goalie went 32-1, the other goalie got obviously gifted a bunch of wins, but lost 11 games still.
Yeah.
Yeah, Medvedev went 22-7-2 and 3 or 22-7-2. Holy Christ.
Yeah, so he lost 9 games. What trash can.
Still not a bad record
Not
for
bad. It's
What are you
being
talking
a
about?
It's a
rookie.
fine record.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, by
It's
the
a
way,
fine
Austin
record.
Elliott's a former Saskatoon Blade, so WHL goalie supremacy reigning again.
yep.
So how
Sorry,
did
but
he
go ahead.
fall through the
So your
cracks
top 3
so much?
goalies, sorry. Who were they?
Okay.
I said so.
After I cut you off.
My top 3 for the goalie of the year, Austin Elliott. Like, it'll be either Austin Elliott, Jackson Parsons, and Carter George. I think Jackson Parsons has the most wins out of all the goaltenders in the O this year. So I'm not gonna sleep on Parsons. If it's any of them, I would appreciate. It would be appreciative because like those goalies were unreal. And Carter George just beat Barrie tonight. Had 40 freaking saves
What-
again. Like, this guy is like
Wow.
he's unreal.
What about Ryerson Leanders?
Maybe.
What
Yes,
about
he
Jack
wins.
Ivan?
Who?
No, not Jack. No, Jack Ivikovic would.
Don't even go who. Don't even who Jack Ivankovic.
Yeah, you can't who that guy.
Brampton
You
is
mean
winning
Carson
the
Bjarnason's? Never mind. You they didn't play Bjarnason at all in the play in the memorial in the fuck. I'm just gonna shut up. Never mind.
Yeah, he didn't deserve to play. He's a trash can.
Wow.
Just kidding. He's a good goalie. But Wilbs, let's go. I'm going to ask you the same question because you know the most. Who are your dark horse picks? Not your front runners. Who are your dark horse picks?
All right, let's go to my Eastern Conference dark horse pick. I don't really think they get talked about too much, so I'm gonna go on a limb and call them my dark horse. I got the Kingston Frontenacs being my dark horse. They have had incredible trades that they made. Obviously, they bought a lot from Saginaw, giving them 16 picks away for 3 players, which Joey Willis made a whole lot of sense. Whatever. But Ethan Hay and Will Bishop trading 8 picks away for that at a young stud. Like, yeah, come on. Like, I didn't know what they were doing there. They're obviously trying to push to win. I still think they have a really good, solid team. I know Schenkel needs to figure out the net. He has not been the greatest with Kingston, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. I think he's a solid goaltender. He made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals last year.
Doesn't Kingston have a really good Finnish guy?
Yeah, Euronen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he has been
I
lighting
can't
it up.
believe you put your hand up.
I wasn't gonna interrupt
waving
the
at
guy.
someone?
I mean, hey, it's
Oh,
better,
that's
better
good.
to being interrupted. But yeah,
Yeah.
Timas Rouyn-Noranda, Cedric Guidon they picked up. I absolutely loved that pickup. Ethan Miedema's having a breakout year. Battaglia, I think he's at the 40 goal plateau now. So Battaglia has been showing out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this Frontenacs team does.
Yeah, they
And
walked themselves back into the 2 seed somehow.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then for my Western Conference team, I thought they were going to be a middle of the pack team, but they ended up getting some solid signings done to get to where they are right now, and that's the Saginaw Spirit. Michael Misa has been phenomenal. Sam Perek has been phenomenal. Team Canada World Junior Legends, by the way. But like honestly, like
That's a good shot. I like that.
I had to, man. But yeah, anyways, Christian Epperson, Igor Sherdyshov are 2 signings that they got done, which has been absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal for them. Really has helped to sign the team out. Callum Mangoni, he has been phenomenal too. Just on a squad I've been sleeping on. Obviously they did sell a little bit at the deadline, but I really think those signings really did help them, and I feel like it's going to be interesting to see how they do come playoff time, because that Sherdyshov kid's going to be unreal. Like, he had when they were showing his stat totals, the first 16, 17 games he played, He had 44 points in those 17 games. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Come
legit.
on.
He's good.
that's crazy.
That's a good pick, though.
Maybe.
Saginaw. That's who I was going to pick for my Western Conference team, or whatever conference that is. Eastern, Western. Just because, yeah, they've had a good year. Like, and you can't deny what Michael Misa and Zane Parrick are doing. So, yeah, good luck.
It's gonna be an exciting series between them and Erie because Matthew Schaefer's on the ice skating. He could potentially have a return in the playoffs, which I would love to see. It's gonna be a
That'd be
battle
good.
between him and Misa for number one. I think it's a no-brainers between those two right now after what Misa just put up. So
I think if you're, it depends who picks first, and obviously we can talk more about that when we do our mock stuff and crap later on. But I think Misa has a pretty legit shot at taking that first overall pick away. We'll see though.
That's why I
If
think
he has a huge playoff, yeah. If he scores like 30 goals in the playoffs, I could absolutely see them being like, "Holy
Wait.
crap, this guy scored 100 goals this year." Like,
that's exactly why I think Schaefer might want to come back now.
True.
Because he
Yeah,
might
but
need
for
to
what?
up his stock.
for what? To go to a bad team? Like,
Yeah,
Well,
but
if he falls to like third or fourth, it might be bad for like maybe getting in the NHL right away, but it'll be so good because the team he lands on is going to be better.
yeah.
But-
For what it's worth, any scout I've talked to so far, I'll think Schaefer's going first still. So
Yeah.
to a
We'll
Buffalo
see.
or an Anaheim. If he goes to Anaheim, like a team like that, though, like their defense
Well-
isn't that bad. Their team in 3 or 4 years is going to be all right.
the
Yeah.
problem is though, is teams like Anaheim and Buffalo are fucking. They got too many defensemen already.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
Anaheim,
They were dangling Byram and Power potentially at the deadline. So
Yeah, but-
like if they're willing to move one of them, then fuck it. It's not too loaded
so
then.
you trade your last first overall pick, Owen Power. Yeah.
Well, no, you more so trade Bowen Byram and then you make Power a second line player because he has proven he's not first line capable.
But then Anaheim has Mintyukov, Zellweger, Tristan Leno, Jackson Lacombe, Steen Solberg, Noah Warren. Should I go on?
You haven't named anyone that's better than Schaefer on that list.
Zellweger clears Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah.
Zellweger is their best defenseman, but his potential as a 5'8" defenseman is capped.
I think also Stian Solberg, very underrated defenseman.
He is.
Yes. Drysdale is a very big loss for them.
You think so? I don't think so.
I do.
Yeah, Cutter.
He sucks for Philly. Gauthier been better for them.
Yeah, but he's a forward.
And that's what they needed, too. They didn't need the D prospect anymore.
I think most
And him and
players-
Zegras were weird. Like, they split them up because they were being way too weird off the ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you see Getzlaf in his last year?
Didn't.
Oh yeah, they would do stuff in the hallway, and Getzlaf in numerous videos just walked by like shaking his head in disgust that they were just so childish. They were like sticking sticks up each other's butts with their hockey gear on and stuff. Like, yeah, they were in the hallway. They were just being like, they'd bend over and then they'd like poke each other and they'd like fall over. And Getzlaf was like, "What am I watching here?"
Wow.
Yeah, so they moved
Right.
one of them on
Anyways.
because they were worried that they were
Yeah,
both
that's
bad for each other.
that's why they traded them. Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that whole fucking part out. Jesus Christ.
Why? That's perfectly fine. I've heard this from numerous outlets. I didn't make that up.
Okay.
I'm keeping it.
Fine. Ryley, who is your pick for the OHL?
Erie in the west, Brampton in the east.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sticking with
smart.
Brampton. Brampton's going all the way. They're winning the whole thing.
What about you,
Jack
Dave?
Eisenfelder, Porter Martone taking the whole thing.
Oh?
Yeah, him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you just say? Porter Martone and the Brandon
No, I was
Steelheads?
saying who,
The Brampton Steelheads who are not going to have any fans show up. Like they're
That's
going
fine. They don't need
to.
fans
That's
to
good.
win.
That's what's going to suck for them because like you're going to want to because the fan base helps more than with home ice stuff. So with them not
So
having a lot
they'll
of
be
fans
the
go
best
out,
road team in the league.
they're not winning. They're not winning the East. I'm telling you
They'll
that
be
right
the
now.
best road team in the league. No, trust me. They're going to go on the road where there's fans, and they're going to be so energized to be in a building with fans that they're going to win those games. And then they're going to go home where there's no fans, and they're going to be used to it. And the other team is not going to be used to it, and they're going to win those games. You watch. They're going to roll. Ivan Kovic's about to go like prime Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, we'll see.
Okay,
We'll see.
well, I'm taking from my team in the East is the Barrie Colts, and I'm taking it. They're in the second seed right now in the Eastern Conference. They've got guys like Keishon Aitchison on the back end who can kind of rally a team through a tough series. He's the type of guy you look at, a tough defenseman. He battled it out in the corners. He's good offensively. It's the Barrie Colts for me.
Who's your West?
From the West, Dallas would probably kill me if I didn't say the Winds are Spitfires.
But what'll Wilbs do to you if you don't say London?
Yeah, true.
It's true, but like
You can't sleep on the nights.
you can't sleep on the nights, buddy.
London has the whole alphabet in front of them. In this, they have X, Y, and Z as like clinch playoff, clinch division, clinch league.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're killing it.
I'd say London.
I'm not saying go Erie all day. Malcolm
Yeah,
Spence.
really?
Do what Connor McDavid never could.
Really?
Why not?
So, I mean, you're not wrong there, I guess. So, moving on to the Quebec League, or the best league in this trifecta.
Don't say that. I can't hold a straight face when you say the best
I
league.
know, I barely could too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my only take out of this is Moncton's just gonna go and win it all. So go Moncton.
Yeah, Coach Mac, baby. Coach Mac, baby.
That's what I got. Day's our resident Q guy. He knows what's up, so he can tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I definitely think Moncton has the best shot at it. You can't go all out like that at the deadline, or really since the start of the season. They took two guys from Halifax, Dylan McKinnon and Marcus Vidicek at the draft. And then at Christmas time, Mathis Rousseau and Logan Crosby came over from Halifax alongside the guys that they already have, Uri Pekarchik.
Poach them.
Yeah, they are Moncton Mooseheads now. But anyways, and their backup goalie, Rudy Guimont, he's also gone on a tear. So they've got two, like one of the best tandems, if not the best tandem in the QMJHL, maybe even the CHL at the moment. And Moncton's set up for pretty much a playoff run of a century, especially with the coach behind the bench that they have, Gardner McDougall. He's done it before.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's also teams No, go ahead, Wilbs.
I just got to say that if we get a Coach Mac and Coach Hunter matchup for Memorial Cup, that's going to be cinema. I'm hoping for it. I have my fingers crossed for it.
That would be pretty sick.
I think Moncton's gonna do it though, like for sure. Like you look at that team, even looking at the team on paper is absolutely loaded. Like Etienne Morin's there, like people often forget about him for whatever reason. That dude is unreal. Obviously they got Loke Johansson as well, the Swedish kid that was drafted by Boston. They finally got him over. He's a big rugged defenseman, 6'3", 213. Dylan McKinnon was a guy that I had picked for my World Junior team, which was a wild take, apparently, according to some people. But I just thought, hey, if they want physicality, use him. He's the guy that'll beat the shit out of anybody.
Your right side should have been Perek, Gibson, McKinnon.
Yeah, there you go. And then obviously they got Caleb Desnoyers. And Desnoyers is good. From what
he's going to go 5.
You go back to that episode with Steven, and Steven just pumped up Desnoyers' tires, so he's going to be unreal. I mean, yeah, hard to deny Moncton, right? I mean, you look at Rimouski, though. They're the hosts, right? Like, did they really go all in this year? Not really. They got some guys like Jonathan Fashon. They got him through a trade or something like that.
They have him. They got Cataford. They got St. Hilaire as a goalie, which I think they got a little too early. They could have went and got Rousseau, but I think Moncton and Halifax were already talking about that.
Didn't they get Matakos?
Yes, they did get Eric Smateko.
Yeah. So they got Mateko. Yeah, I mean,
But
they've
Moncton's
got
the only
that.
team to not lose 10 regulation games this year. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're also 13-0 right now in their last 13 games. So
That's crazy.
They also have some of the nicest jerseys in the league.
this
For
is
the,
also
the CHL.
Ugliest logo though. I hate their logo.
oh.
Jerseys are nice.
Yes, one more team I want to bring up though. The repeat from last year could be possible. The Drummondville Voltigeurs, guys like Ethan Gauthier, Luke Woodworth, what's his name? I forget his first name. It's not Dawson Mercer. That's his brother, Ryley Mercer.
Ryley, the goalie.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Fifth year in the queue. He's gonna light it up, and I think they could go all the way again. To be honest,
That's the only. That's the only team that has a shot that can knock Moncton off. I think that's the only team. I can't name any other QMJHL team that can knock Moncton off. Like Drummondville has a shot. I mean, having experienced players back again, like Gauthier, like you said, Woodworth, Mercer, all those guys, like they have a chance. Experience really helps in the long run when it comes to it. So you never know.
I challenge all three of you and anybody listening to go to the Drummondville Voltigeurs roster. Go to Ryley Mercer. He's been drafted 3 times in the NHL.
Good for him.
Montreal in 2022, New Jersey in 2023, and Minnesota in 2024.
Man, New Jersey drafted him just for Dawson Mercer and then let him walk.
But what I'm confused about is I didn't realize that. Like, is that a thing? You like? I thought
basically, if you're a draft pick and you don't get signed, I think after 1 year you can request to have your rights released and re-enter.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's obviously what he did. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That just kind of was funny for me to look at. But yeah, I like the Voltigeurs too. Ethan Gauthier is pretty sick. I mean, obviously that's a Tampa Bay Lightning prospect. He's not anymore though, is he not? Right?
he is.
Yeah, we did not trade him. What a miracle!
We did not. For some reason, I thought he went to Seattle for Gord. I don't know why.
No, we did not give a player, or we gave Isamont, but we didn't give a prospect.
Yeah, that's good. Not trading.
I'll pump Dallas's team's tires here a little bit. The Cape Breton Eagles, Halifax's Nova Scotia rivals, but yeah, they got a pretty good forward core. Jacob Newcomb, shout out to him, just came back from cancer last year, and he's absolutely lighting it up. Cam Squires, New Jersey Devils, just signed him in the offseason. He's had a heck of a season. And Thomas Lavoie, pretty big right-handed shot D-man. And Jakub Malota played a lot for the Czechs at the World Juniors. So they've got a few guys. Thomas Shabalka also scored the goal that sent Canada home at the quarters in Gothenburg. So they've got a depthy, that's not a word. A deep roster. I'm trying to make some new words in the English language here, fellas. Depthy.
I can hear that.
I already know who my words are. I know.
Who's yours? What's yours?
Mine are St. John and Victoriaville because they don't waste their time.
St. John might not even make the playoffs.
St. John is in 10th.
Yeah, I'm saying because they don't have to go waste their time to just find out who's going to lose to Moncton. They just get to go have vacation right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But no, I want the Teton to go out with a bang.
Oh, fair.
And I would like to see
mid pick.
I always like Rouyn-Noranda.
They're actually really good. They're really good this year.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask about them.
Antonin Vero, he put up 102 goals last year. Or no, not 102 goals, 102
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My English. Ray Ferraro did that in like the 80s, and no one's done it since in the dub, but just last year. I mean, it is the Q. They're probably putting up 600 points a year on this.
Hey, settle down. You want Chelsea to come on again? We got to respect the Q.
True. If you watch
the reason why Chelsea has 151 points in the queue, he's a fantastic defenseman, which is rare in the queue.
Handel is a fantastic defenseman too. So there you go.
Well, who are your dark horses, bud?
That's what I was going to ask.
My dark horses?
Or
one from the west, one from the east.
Or are you picking from the queue? Either or.
Maybe I will go Huskies. just based off of what we were talking about, and
Well,
you never know. You never know what could happen.
they're 7-0-0 in their last 7 games, so
They're on a roll.
they are on a roll.
Well, for my
Honestly,
dark horse, I'm picking these guys right here: Brady Schultz, Jacob Steinman, and Braden McPhee.
So you
Gonna
think
lead
the
these
team
guys
that
to a
you
Memorial?
think the team that depleted themselves is going to go and win it? You really are a homer.
Yeah,
the team
because
5 points ahead of
because
the worst
Jacob
team in the
Steinman
league
is
somehow
gonna go
going
into
forward.
Moncton and shut
That's
out
okay.
his old fans.
I thought Camels was going to make the playoffs, so don't worry about it.
No, if I'm being honest here, a good dark horse team would be Chicoutimi. They've got a nice young core. Alex Wang, he's a top prospect, a defenseman who played at the Ivan Holenka. He's not bad. I think Chicoutimi might be able to make a run for it.
Doesn't that other Wang play or is he playing the OHL? Hey, Oaksy.
But
The
I think it might
Chinese
be
kid.
spelled. I think it might be spelled
different.
differently.
It's
It's
different.
like WANG.
Isn't he like legit though, Wilbs? Isn't he like really good?
He's decent,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say like he's like anything big.
Yeah, fair. Honestly, for me, I said Moncton already just because they know they're probably gonna go and do it. But like, I'll pick Rimouski just for the sake of the fucking host team probably getting eliminated and then getting a rest and then probably winning unless you're Kamloops. But yeah, I'll pick Rimouski. I don't know. And then so Rimouski will host. And then London probably goes and clears the OHL, right? Like a hypothetical would be like
What?
Rimouski, Moncton, London, Spokane or something, right? Like that'd be a pretty fun tournament. That was it.
I think
With
the
lots of-
teams that don't make the playoffs should get a tournament, like Victoriaville, St. John's. Who is the bottom in the O? Is it
you know what the
Peterborough,
tournament should be?
Peterborough, Guelph,
Well,
Kelowna, and
Let me-
Moose Jaw.
I got an
Those
idea.
6 teams should go have a tournament for the worst team of the year. Loser wins nothing.
Yeah, or the team that
Sweet.
finishes last in that tournament gets relegated. Goodbye.
Who do you bring in?
Relegated to where? The BCHL?
Junior B
Out of
team?
Hockey
They
Canada?
get relegated to like the Canadian Junior Hockey League or whatever, and then a BCHL or OHL team or Manitoba team or SJHL team or whatever comes up. Thoughts?
What?
That might work.
I don't think it works, honestly.
See, here's the
That would
thing.
not,
I
that
love-
would not work in a
love-
million
honestly,
years.
I love relegation and all that, but the problem is that they're not a conjoined league. So like you're dealing with players who sign
That's
deals
true.
and ownership that sign deals to be in the league, and then to tell them you're like to say you're all gone. Now they could of course be traded, like because I don't know, junior, you become like a free agent, so all of a sudden you just go sign with a new dub team because no team has your rights anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like. So
Like-
I don't know. It would
imagine
just
that.
fuck everything up.
But you also have to think of like the fan bases too. Like I'm just going to use Halifax and Valley for an example. So the Halifax team in the barn fits 10, 5 95 is the exact number. And in the Valley, the barn probably holds like, what are you saying, dude?
I was singing.
Okay. Well, in the Valley, the barn probably holds about 500 max. And it's hard to even get 40 people butts in seats for a Valley Wildcats Junior A game. So switching the fan bases there too would probably be a little bit of a.
Well, switch the arena. Then.
I don't.
just-
Go, just move the arena. Sure.
No. Just put the Wildcats in Halifax's arena.
Then you'd
Mm.
still get 40 people.
No, because they
They'll
got
be-
promoted to the QMJHL, so now they're the big
Oh, he's
dog.
got a point. He's got a point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
And
got it.
Halifax is no longer anyone's business, and they just get 40 fans a night.
So the Kamloops Blazers get demoted to the BCHL, and the Kamloops Storm get to come up. Oh my god!
Oh well, if they wear those red jerseys, I would trade that in a heartbeat.
Could you imagine if the Blazers got demoted? The city would riot.
No, we just bring the Storm up; it would be fine.
Okay, Honestly, if they ever become a GM, I'm pitching relegation at a meeting. 100%.
And then they're gonna be like, "You're in last," and you're gonna be like, "I know."
That's not the point. I'd be the first team to get relegated.
They'd be like,
after
"Well, you have to
winning.
test the theory," and then they're like, "Well, now that he's gone, we're eliminating relegation, and that team's no longer coming back."
Oh my god, that's how I get. That's
That's
what
what they
I
would do.
That's how I become them. That's how I become more hated than the Dallas Mavericks owner. Right there.
True. Although he did, what did he do?
Um,
Oh, wait, the new one? You mean like not
traded
Mark?
away
hated
Luka, dude.
Doncic.
But Cuban sold the team, and then they just immediately
Yeah.
got rid of Doncic. So it's not Cuban's
Yeah.
fault.
No,
No, it's
the
the
manager.
GM's fault because he
it's
didn't
the
tell
GM's
anyone.
fault. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that guy's a
Yeah.
dummy.
Yeah. They were there in the Dallas Stars game tonight. The Stars were winning like 2-0 in the third,
No,
and fans.
Tampa was winning 2-0, and then they blew it.
Oh,
That sucks.
But then they won. They won in the shootout. Tampa
The
did.
fans were chanting "Fire the Dallas Mavericks GM." So
Oh, nice.
I just had to point that out. I think that's it for the playoffs. Hey, we covered
That
pretty
is
much
it.
everything.
Yeah.
Talking about playoffs real quick right now. Just want to pop this in there. Wilbs, UNB, and Ottawa are in overtime right now, 2-2.
Another overtime game. Is it going to go 5 overtimes again? Oh my god!
No,
Let's
this is
go
also after
Ottawa.
5
Isn't it
overtimes.
midnight over there?
Let's go Ottawa.
Yeah, it's midnight. They're playing hockey at midnight.
I don't mind it if they have a Cinderella run. That would be unreal. If Ottawa just
Oh.
pulls the upset
Hold-
of the freaking U Sports
I've
century
been
right
to
now.
Sorry. I was just literally so rude to you. I was just gonna say I've been to a Blazers game till 1 a.m. I just was zoned out, and I just thought, I should say this. Just
Why?
cut you
What
right
was
off.
going on at the
When?
Blazers game?
It was 7 overtimes, like way back in the early 2000s.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It was like one game that went forever, and I was like 8. And my parents were like, "We're gonna ride it out," and I was like, "Heck yeah, we're gonna ride it out."
You know, I think TMU Bold and the Mount Royal Cougars were just wanting to copy the Tampa and Columbus game back in like 2021
Oh, they still
or
had
That's
to go 2
4
more
overtimes.
Yeah.
How many overtimes was that? 4 or
I
5?
think it was 5, wasn't it?
7.
No, like the Columbus and Tampa one.
We didn't
The
Columbus.
it's 5 overtimes when points scored.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
why
it was 7.
that's what I thought.
Dumbass.
Hold up. I'm looking at the longest game. Apparently, Everett has the longest game with a 5 overtime victory. 3-2 win over the Royals. Oh, that might be playoffs.
Gee, you're listening to ads on the fucking
Yeah,
pod. What are
apparently.
you doing?
There was an ad. I don't know, man. I clicked
What?
on the website. I don't know. Apparently, it was 5th OT. It's not my fault. Everett Silvertips had an ad on their own website. That's their
Okay.
fault.
You know how you were talking in the group chat about colored ice? Jeff Merrick
Yeah.
brought that up, and they were talking about coloring the ice. I don't know why you guys have this idea and think it's good, but please explain why you
because it's
think
really
it's a good
good?
idea. No, it's not.
Yes, because if
It's a
say you're
terrible,
playing-
it's
say
a
that-
terrible
no.
idea.
no.
Did
no,
you see the
Toronto-
green
no,
ice?
No,
It looked
Toronto,
ridiculous.
Toronto Maple Leafs make blue ice, and they
That's
make
stupid.
the puck white. And you
That's
make
down.
ridiculous.
that's
Colton.
amazing. That's revenue. That's eyes on the
Yeah.
sport.
Colton, you looked at a rink made by a bunch of drunk guys in the English league. Like, of course
It
it,
was
looked like
great.
trash.
That was in fucking that was
It was in the ECHL.
yeah, that was in the
Whatever,
coast.
the ECHL. Either way, still drunk guys in the ECHL. I thought it was the EIHL. That's why I'm
So you
confused.
think ECHL owners have less money than WHL owners?
No, I'm saying NHL only.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, like the NBA literally changes their court like every game to
That's
something different. It's always a different
or at
team.
least if they don't do it for every game, do it for something special, like because the NBA they do it for the
what?
NBA Cup. So
I just say not black. Just black would be too dark in the arena.
I also
but
think
the
black would
That
like
would be
do
so
something with the
weird.
lights
That
on
would be
the
so. And
black ice.
it would be so
Yeah.
weird. Like it would be hard to see that puck.
The LA Kings would wear black jerseys on the black ice, and
with a black puck.
Whoa.
No, that's when you make the puck white. You use the colored pucks, fellas.
Yeah, the puck
Pucks
would be
are
white,
rubber.
or
Get some
puck,
dye.
make the
Use
puck
a white.
silver.
Oh
Use a
my
white
God.
puck. Man, this is.
You know what they can do?
Man, we're just making
I
good
think
ideas.
Riley. I think Riley will only get this because Riley and I are old. But you remember when you used to watch games back when you were a kid and they had the red outline on the puck? They could do
so
that.
funny.
They could
And the
do
puck
that.
scream.
I used to do that. I saw that.
Oh, okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
well,
Maybe you're not
you're
too
old
young.
then, apparently.
Yeah,
No, I'm just.
they could do that.
We get it.
Anyways,
But
I'm
yeah,
not a fan of your colored ice idea. I think it's
I'm
stupid.
for it. But it has to be done right. The blue lines have to become like
But
white
have-
lines.
have to be
The
done
red
right.
line can stay the red line on everyone except for red teams. Like, could you imagine the Rangers with blue ice with white blue lines and a red
Oh.
line? It would be their
Wow.
color scheme literally on the ice. It would be so cool.
Same with
Speaking of-
Montreal. Montreal white, a red ice, white, red line, and blue lines. It's the same thing. It's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
maybe try it out. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't
See?
like it, but
And then with some arenas, like Montreal's whole arena is red, anyways, so it would look sick on a broadcast.
Yeah. And I know that
Same with the
everyone is
Saddle
like
Dome.
all about how are they going to know what line is what? It's like these guys are in the NHL. They know where they are on the ice. They can figure it out if the line's a different color. They will be okay.
fine.
That's my take. Because literally, like the NBA changes the 3-point line color all the time. And those
I think
guys
they
are
can-
fine finding that little thin
But did-
paper line.
That's different.
It's not, though.
You could change the blue lines and the red lines to a different color. It wouldn't fuck up hockey players, but you change the entire color of the ice, and people are going to get confused.
Yeah, white pucks, black netting. Boom.
Yes, I'm
Problem
saying it's
solved.
such a good idea.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll pitch it to the Blazers. Let's do an orange rink next season, okay?
Yes,
Do it. You know how crazy that would be?
that would be so sick.
Yeah.
Or navy blue with those, or like the River City jersey behind you. Make it navy blue with the orange lines.
We're getting a new third. Don't worry about it. We're getting a new third jersey. So
Next year?
yeah, they're releasing it, I think, soon. Or they're
Better
well,
not
I
be
guess
the
the season.
fighting Trout. Better not be
It's
the
not.
fighting Trout, I swear.
It's basically. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you.
Okay, fair enough.
After.
But I mean, we're almost at an hour here. I guess we can wrap this thing up. Might as well.
Yeah.
Everybody good on our playoff episode? I think so.
Yeah, people in the comments, let us know what your thoughts are on the CHL playoffs predictions. Who you think's going to win MVP? We didn't really do that, but I guess we can do that next episode. But
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that once we know the brackets for sure and everything, obviously. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think, and also chime in on the stupid colored ice debate.
It's amazing.
It's
not.
great. I'm all in. But yeah, man, either way, everyone, thank you so much for watching. As always, episode 53 is a wrap. CHL playoff talk. It's a lot of fun, as always. Like I said earlier, like and subscribe. Follow us all on social medias. We would appreciate that. And we will see everyone in episode 54 of the Gameday Tarps podcast. Thanks again.